Good evening everyone, look what I've got. A massive bunch of Suzukis. Lovely. I'm down at Bulldog Suzuki in Wokingham in basically by Reading. So it's a bit of a trek for me, but this is a brand new dealership. So it's tied onto the Triumph guys over here as well, Bulldog Triumph, and I actually know the one of the sales guys because he used to work at Bike Stop, my beloved Bike Stop. So today I'm down here, got a load of Suzukis to test ride, hopefully get out on a few Triumphs as well, and have a bit of a play. The guys down here, the sales managers, have allowed me to take out a few bikes outside of the standard sort of test ride routes. So they're basically doing like 15-20 minute demo rides for everyone. This is the big fleet that they're doing basically. So you've got the 1050s, you've got the 800DE, you've got the GSX S, GT, Hayabusa, etc. So they've allowed me to take some of the bikes out that aren't necessarily on this fleet, and today a bike that I've been wanting to ride for quite some time now, it's the new V-Strom 1050DE. So it's the one with the wire wheels, really quite striking sort of colour scheme. It's more like the rally kind of off-road version. Ignore my Insta360. Let's get this on, shall we? I think we need a service. So this is obviously the updated version from the old version, as that normally works. Let's start her up, shall we? Oh. So engine wise, I think we're about 104, 105 horsepower. Obviously it's a 1050 lump, and I think it's a V-twin. It may be a parallel twin. I'll put that on screen because I should have done some research. That would have been good, wouldn't it? So you've got a really, really nice little screen here. It's very clear as well. So you've got your oil temperature, air temperature, battery, your odometer, fuel gauge, tach, mile an hour, gear indicator, traction control, A, B and C mode, and then your ABS modes as well. So you can actually mess around with all of that. I can't believe it's only got 118 miles on the clock. As per usual, I am 5'9"-ish. Just over. My inside leg's about 31-32 inches. I am on tiptoes on both sides, but I can get both feet down, which is great. Should we get on the road rather than chatting about it here? Well, that clutch is very easy to use. I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna clout my Insta360 anywhere. What is going on with the UK? 22 degrees. I'm sweating. Should have worn my mesh jacket. That is really cool. Little mini and a Beetle. Oh, what is going on with Reading today? Full of it. Let's get going. Oh, that sounded really nice. I probably should shut my visor, shouldn't I? So brand new. They've obviously, this year they've added the TFT, they've added a whole load of riding modes and everything. If I was going to buy one of these, this would be the model I'd go for, with the wire wheel, the gold wire wheels. I think they look absolutely mint, if I'm honest. I haven't said mint for a while. I can't believe I just used the word mint. It looks the business, and I'll go for the blue, and I think that looks really nice. It's got a quick shifter up and down, which is really useful. I have no idea where I'm going, as per usual. This is the only problem with doing test rides like this. The same with BMW the other week. I just had no idea where to go. What's strange is it's still got that V-Strom noise. It's hard to portray what it is, but it's almost like a belt noise. It comes with the wire wheels, it comes with a decent suspension, there's 21-inch front wheel as well. You've got the nice TFT with all the dialable traction control and riding modes and all that kind of stuff. You've got cruise control, you've got the quick shifter. So it's sort of like, it used to be, you buy a V-Strom for it because it's cheap, and it felt cheap. This just looks really nice. And it's just, I mean, yes, okay, the price would have crept up like everything has nowadays, but, I mean, look at it. It looks really nice. It looks really premium. That quick shifter is very good. Like, it's even like out of revs. Look, third gear. Super, super good. The average height person would probably shy away from this seat height wise, but because it's quite narrow at the crutch, it's quite easy to get your feet down. I really like this little TFT as well. It is small compared to like mine. Mine's a 7-inch TFT, but most of the market, like a Yamaha or anything like that, all their TFTs are about that size. I don't know whether this screen is adjustable. It doesn't feel like it's solid in place, so it's not. It doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere. It's got an accessory bar here as well, so you can mount a GPS quite easily. It's a very torquey engine. Like, it's not like putting out power wise. I mean, you're still talking the same amount of power as an Africa Twin, and probably costs quite a bit less as well. I don't know what the actual price of these is. I think, like I said, I'm not really a specs kind of guy. I'd rather just find out whether the bike's nice to ride. Oh, this day is lovely. Oh, it's got a real grunt to it. Reach wise, I mean, I am, like I said, I'm 5'9", so I'm not the tallest guy in the world. I'm very average height wise. My arms are bent to the bars, and it doesn't have any bar risers or anything like that on it. I think as a place to be, the switchgear looks like relatively basic, yeah, I mean, I'll give it that. It's got the engine bars as well. Foot position, my feet are under my thighs, which is great. Just like a really nice position to sit in, especially on a long journey. What's the balance like? I mean, there's 3 mile an hour. I mean, that's pretty decent, isn't it? It has got go. This has got quite a lot of grunt, which I'm very surprised at. Oh, I'm not surprised, to be fair. V-Stroms have always been a really torquey engine. That looks like it might be quite a nice little road. And it's a national. Right, let's go for a gentle overtake. Jeez Louise! My Insta360's moved. The suspension's doing a really good job of absorbing all the bumps. The wind is hitting like the top of my helmet. I know you guys can't see. It's not buffeting at all. I could just feel it on the top of my helmet. Let's do a 5th gear overtake, 50 mile an hour. Yeah, it's got absolutely buckets of grunt. Really, really nice. I suppose there's not really a bad bike nowadays, is there? But being completely honest, I was expecting to get on this and think, it's a bit cheap, it's a bit gutless, it's a bit boring. It seems to be like a common theme that everyone just says that about 100 horsepower is all you need on the road. And I mean, this has got that. It's got a load of torque. What a beautiful day. This is holding me on the road really well. I've got no issues with confidence. Like, it is just like most bikes with a 21-inch front wheel. You do have to sort of make not counter steer, but it helps, if that makes sense. Absolutely buckets of torque. I mean, that was 3rd gear. 2nd. Yeah, it's just got plenty and plenty of go. Really, really nice. Yeah, Suzuki, I think you've done a very good job of this. The reason I wanted to ride this bike is because Emma is she's sort of outgrown her NC750X, and like, even she comes home some days and says, "Oh, I could do with a bit more power. I feel like I'm outriding the bike," if that makes sense. Like, not in like an egotistical way, but just like I feel like the bike's struggling to keep up with me, or struggling to keep up with what I want. And I said to her, this would be a great bike to move up to, because it is. It's a next big bike. It looks nice. It sounds nice. And it's got that sort of next bump of power. I think her NC is, what, 55 horsepower or something. The next jump of bike above that is the 95 to 100 horsepower kind of bike. The issue I have with the Africa Twin, Joe's going to be watching this and get really pissed off, but the issue I have with the Africa Twin is every single stat on that bike, price, weight, tank range, like all of that, engine size, is all playing with the big boys. Playing with the GS, the Super Adventure and all that sort of stuff. The one thing it doesn't have is the power. Very narrow-minded sort of field of thought. I get that, but playing with that kind of group, you kind of need to be up in the power a little bit more. Whereas this has got the engine. It doesn't have the price tag. It's not 18, 19 grand like most big bikes are. Mate, it's not hot enough to have your t-shirt off. Wow. If we got to that point of summer. To be fair, if you're comparing this to like a Tiger 900 kind of group, This has got more power. This has got more torque. This has suddenly become a very competitive bike, and it's not the cheapy kind of budget version that everyone used to like. That I personally, I mean, I'm guilty for it myself. I used to think V-Stroms were the budget option. I'm very impressed. It's not setting my world on fire like mine does, because it's not got 160 horsepower. But it's so much better than I thought it was going to be. This guy's still got his indicator on, it's really bugging me. I can't move out to see if I can overtake and to see if there's any cars coming because the Insta360 is poking out. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan of is the windscreen. Everything else looks fine. Like the switchgear looks basic, but that looks no more or less plasticky or premium or whatever than an Africa Twin or a Tracer 900 or anything like that. This doesn't have heated grips on this model. I assume that is an option like it is on most bikes. Actually, should we see what it's like to stand up on? To be fair, as a bike with no bar risers, that's really easy to stand up on. My legs aren't getting sort of impeded by the tank. The foot pegs are a lovely size, and my arms aren't too stretched. The reason I bought bar risers for my KTM is because I sort of felt like I couldn't quite reach the bars, but these are actually spot on. Obviously I am 5'9". I have very average length limbs and appendages. Everyone's looking at me like, what is this guy doing? I have an adventure bike. I must stand up. This engine is so predictable that you just can't fault it. Yes, okay, it might be safe, as some people would put it. It doesn't have that excitement level of a bike that's got like 60 horsepower more for obvious reasons, but at the same time it's definitely punching above its weight, 100%. And then sitting at 34 mile an hour, I'm getting 73 mpg. As a bike to do what you want to do, trips and all sorts of stuff, absolutely ideal. Yeah, let's do this. Right. Simples. Sorry, Suzuki, you're not getting premium. Well, it will also fit in though, which is good. Dribble, dribble, dribble. I don't actually know what size tank this has got. I will put it on screen here. But the engine bars, the sump guard, the wire wheels, the hand guards, even the exhaust isn't too garish. It's just like it's a big exhaust, but everything is. You should see the size of the exhaust on my bike. Right, let's go and pay the man money. Yeah, look at it. I just think it looks really nice. Should we turn the lights on? Let's turn that front light on, shall we? Where's the hole? Yeah, it's got this nice DRL at the front. They're obviously full LED lights as well. So it's got the DRL across the middle, and it's got the main light. And then I assume, where's me? And then that is the high beam with you've got a flasher. I mean, it looks like you can adjust the screen, but you just have to undo these bolts and move it up and down. So that's quite good, because then you could literally just take it out of there, put it in the higher position, and then you wouldn't get the buffeting on your helmet. Or I wouldn't get the buffeting on my helmet. It's got the pannier connections already in place, which is really nice, and they're quite subtle as well, you don't even notice them. Oh, Suzuki. A lot of time for that. It just sounds really nice. And that's giving me, how is that giving me 157 miles? 157 miles from 6 and a bit litres. Bloody Nora. So, filling up is exactly how easy you think it is. Nice progressive brakes. Nice supportive suspension. Absolutely banging, Suzuki. Really, really impressive. I really like this. Let's get back into Suzuki in Wokingham. I really like it. Though the old V-Strom, you kind of thought was a little bit like, it was just a kind of nothingy bike. It's very good at what it's doing, but this is brilliant. It's got loads of torque, loads of go, and it's just super comfortable.
And then this isn't movable, is it? Unless you unbolt it.
It is adjustable, but you do need to get some tools on it. To
Yeah.
But you can buy an adjustable kit.
Yeah.
So you can buy the kit for, I think it's about 120 or 30 quid, and you can then adjust it. The standard one comes where you can adjust it.
Yeah.
The DE's fixed because obviously it's more for off-road use.
Yeah, yeah.
So
George says he's happy to be on camera as well, so hopefully you're
So if you guys watching this hear that, this is George.
Nice to meet you all.
Bulldog Suzuki in Wokingham. Brand new dealership. Come on down here and yeah, take one of these out. Banging thing. Really, really enjoyed that. I said this to the BMW guys, didn't I? But it's just really nice when someone understands that content is like worth doing, or like YouTubers are worth working with. Definitely feel there's a bit of weight there, but it's not too top heavy. Oh yeah, there you go. That's the S version. So you've got like this thing that you can undo and then slide the screen up and down. But the off-road version's got the bolts that you need to undo, because obviously you don't want it flapping around and stuff. Yeah, very, very nice. Thanks to the guys again, George and the guys down at Bulldog Suzuki. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.